Woo! Damn. Hello there, people of the internet. How is everybody doing today? I'm doing alright, thanks for asking. So, I am not certain how well this niche is going to go, but if you're in the gun community like I am, you're probably a lot like me, and you also like survivalist type items and prepper type items. I don't really get too deep into that because there's so much to get into. If I start going down that hole, that's a hell of a rabbit hole to get into. But it's all pretty simple. You know, stockpile food, stockpile supplies, including like medical shit, tools, and whatnot that you're going to use to build shit. Get yourself non-perishables, get yourself water. I got purifiers, and I got distilleries, and filters, etc., etc. There's a spring freshwater pond on my property, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. This would be a good survivalist hideout. But not too terribly long ago, I was actually traveling around in my car, and I was stranded. I got stranded somewhere. That was a long story. Don't ask about that one. Let's say nothing. I'm gonna say nothing about that situation. But oh Nelly, yeah. Some people cause more problems than others. But I was stranded in my car, and having some sort of not necessarily bug out kit, but some sort of survivalist kit would have really, really come in handy. I have tools and equipment in my car, but they're all like mechanical tools. I got stuff to rebuild and fix my car if I have to. I didn't even think about, getting stranded somewhere and having to survive. In this particular case, I was in the middle of absolutely nowhere, surrounded by woods. But I had absolutely nothing that I could have used in that situation. Now I do. That situation has shown me exactly what I need to keep in my car. And now I have quite a bit of equipment in my car just in case something like that happens again. But I decided to hop on eBay, and I picked up like the cheapest little survival kit that I could find, simply, to throw into my car and forget about. But it had a lot of really cool stuff in it, stuff that would have come in handy last time. So it comes in this little red box. It says SOS on it. I'm not sure. Hey, look, it says SOS no matter what side you flip it over to. I'm not sure what you would use this as, like maybe nail this to a tree, SOS, maybe somebody walking by would see it. I can't really use it to signal to helicopters or anything. I did open this thing up just to, like, have a look at the paperwork on the inside. I haven't actually checked anything out in here, and honestly, I'm not sure what's actually in here. So we're going to explore that together. Just as soon as I manage to open this goddamn sardine can. Okay, on the inside, not very reflective. You could use it for signaling, maybe, but it's not something I would rely on. And in here, this is what I was looking at whenever I got this thing. Thank you for our purchase. We appreciate it. Save 15% off your next order. That's where my interest laid. We also have this little how-to guide about everything that's in here. Half of it's written in Chinese, half of it's written in English that has been translated from Chinese. So not exactly the easiest thing to read, but it's all very, very straight and explanatory. Half the fun of this is going to be packing everything back into this little container. I don't know. If I can't do that, I might just like throw it into a Ziploc bag or something. This right here should be a whistle. It's got... What the hell is that in there? I think that's plastic in there. And it unscrews. I don't know why it unscrews, but it unscrews for something. Does it work open or not open? Works with it open. Now, what is that for? It unscrews for some reason. And there's a little O-ring on it for gas sealing. Whoa, that's much louder. Okay, that's why. Alright, that's what that's for. So you have a quiet whistle and a loud whistle. Wow! That was, like, ear-piercingly loud. What else do we have in this thing? Alright, I'm just gonna, like, start grabbing and yanking out. We have this doohickey. This is one of those fire starters. Just as soon as I figure out how to get it out of this bag. Yeah. Basically like a flint and steel. You got your little I'm not sure if this is magnesium or not, but you got yourself a little rod, and you like strike it with this thing, which is like connected with a lanyard, and there we go. Get yourself some fire sparks that you could use to start a fire if you had some kindling or whatnot. That's pretty cool, but I normally keep like a bunch of lighters in my car anyway, so I don't foresee something like this coming in handy. Like, I understand the logic behind it, but whenever you can get yourself like a pack of 5 lighters for $1, something like this just seems obsolete to me. It seems like a novelty item. This is actually really cool. I used to have something a lot like this. It's just a multi-tool, but this particular one, wow, this is actually really nice. I love the color on this thing. This is very nice. It's got a pair of pliers with a pair of wire cutters on it. We got several other tools. Looks like we have a little saw. Not sharp at all. not even like scraping me sharp. Well, we have a little saw. I have no idea what you would use that saw for. Bottle opener / screwdriver. We have a knife. Also not that sharp. We have a little Phillips head. And that's it. That's the tools that you get. On the other side, we have a little flashlight. Supposedly the batteries are included in this thing. Aha! Look at that! It's just a little flashlight. That's pretty freaking sweet right there. Batteries included. I used to have something a lot like this a long time ago, and I didn't really understand it because I've never seen one of these with a flashlight on it, or like back then I didn't see one with a flashlight on it, and it was like mind-blowing how one of these would have a flashlight on it. But this might be something that I just carry around every day, because there's so many times where something like this would come in handy. So that might just like be one of those things I keep in my pocket. Alright, now we have this thing. This looks like a much more powerful flashlight, which would really come in handy. Last time, whenever I was stranded, I had no light whatsoever. I ended up using some yarn that was on a stick, and I lit it on fire, and that was my light source. Alright, so we have a lanyard piece right here, which I'm assuming you strap onto this thing. There we go, just like that. Now we have a light dangling right there. Now how the hell do you turn this thing on? Aha. Well, I found the on-off switch, but it's not turning on. Check to see. Ah, okay. There's a little cover over this thing to stop the batteries from connecting. That's why it wasn't turning on before. But now, aha, look at that. We have light. Wow, that's a bright little light right there. Alright, that's pretty cool right there. Just for the sake of the batteries not going dead, I'm going to go ahead and put this little insert back in here to cover up those batteries. Because this right here is one of those things that I'll keep inside of the kit. Because this, man, this would have so come in handy. And we have a little compass. I don't know when I would ever need a compass, but I actually have a compass on my keychain, but it will be nice to have a secondary one. Alright, what else do we have here? We have a little wire saw. One of these would have so come in handy whenever I was stranded. This would have been just the bee's fucking knees. I've never actually checked one of these out, but Jesus Christ, this is a stout bastard. Wow. The wire on it, super, super rough. I bet that you could cut through many necks with this thing. I wonder if the Mafia buys these survival kits just for this right here. Wow, this is a... this is a stout fucker. Hot damn. I think I hurt myself. Alright, now how do I curl this thing back up to fit it back into this path? Something like this. It doesn't have to be beautiful, just has to be effective. There we go. Now let's see if I can... No, that's not going to happen. What is this in here? Let's just force this back in there and hope it doesn't jump out because it's under spring tension. Oh yeah, this thing. I actually had one of these before. I bought at Walmart for like $2. But it's nice to have another just because I don't know where mine is at. So this is a very, very convenient little multi-tool. This feels like a lower quality than the one I had, though. Got a little saw on the side. This right here is a can opener slash bottle opener. Got a little blade on the side right there. This right here is an actual bottle opener. We have this right here for hexagonal bolts and whatnot. If you're pulling anything mechanical apart, I would definitely recommend using a like an actual ratchet set if you're doing any mechanical work. But in a pinch, if you have to use that, you have to use that. Little measuring tape right there on the top. There is somebody shooting guns in the background, which is really unusual because it's the dead of night. So either somebody's just out there having a good time or somebody's being murdered. Alright, this right here is supposed to show direction. It's supposed to be a lot like a compass, but I have no idea how to actually use that thing. We have a little sharpened tip right there to serve as a screwdriver. Those things are actually pretty effective. According to the piece of paper that I was reading, this little slot right here is a butterfly wrench. I don't know what that is, nor do I know how it works. I'm probably going to look that up at some point, but I've never needed one, never used one. I have no idea why anyone would ever need to use that. But look, this thing comes in this convenient little sheath. I might just keep this in my wallet. Originally, the one I had, I kept in my wallet just like this, but it didn't have the sheath, and it ended up like tearing up my wallet. So I took it out and I lost it. I have no idea where it is. But this thing right here, nice convenient little sheath. So I might not tear that one up. Keep the magnesium rod in there. Here's our flashlight, our whistle, our compass, and our multi-tool right here. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep for, you know, everyday pocket use. This entire thing right here costs like $8 and some change, so it was a very, very cheap survival kit. Toss these things here back on top just so I have some sort of insight on those right there. And now I take this and I toss it in the trunk of my car and I forget about it until the next time that I need it. This right here was actually a pretty cool little survival kit, and for $8, like shipping included, and I got myself a little multi-tool which is going to be used like every single day. This isn't one of those things that's going to be kept in the kit. And it's actually a really nice little tool. The knife and the saw definitely need sharpening, but that's about what I was expecting. And this thing has a little flashlight on it. That'll come in handy. Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys. I just wanted to check this thing out. I figured you guys might enjoy exploring this with me, so I figured I'd make a video on it. I don't do a lot of, like, survivalist prepper stuff very often. But what I do enjoy doing occasionally is going camping with like just a bag of random shit, and I have to survive using that random shit. Like last time I went, I had a hammer, some yarn, the door handle off of a car. What else did I have? I had like some of a shot up 2-liter bottle, a measuring tape that was broken, and like the remains of an RC car that I smashed with a hammer. That was an adventure. That was definitely one of those times where surviving with all that stuff was interesting. But that's just kind of a hobby that I do. This channel is more of a gun channel over a survivalist channel, but typically people who enjoy firearms, like really enjoy firearms enough to be in the gun community, also enjoy survivalist prepping, camping, etc., etc. So this right here, maybe a little introduction. If people enjoy things like this, I might do more on it down the road. I do have some more equipment coming in terms of survivalism and prepping. Not too terribly long ago, during the pandemic and whatnot, back... Are you okay? Something just moved over here and I don't know what it was. Back during the pandemic buying and the panic buying and whatnot, there was no ammunition, no food, very, very little water all over the place, and I found myself incredibly unprepared. But what really got us was the fact that our power went out for like a week and a half. So I took steps to prepare in case that ever happens again. Power went down. We had no way to get clean water, no way to filter water, which is why I have filters in distilleries now. Of course, hell, distilleries are pretty easy to build. Back in back in my younger years, I actually built one out of some copper conduit that I got from a house I destroyed, a tea kettle, and an old cooler. And I used duct tape to like force it all together, and I'd actually make moonshine with that thing. Oh, Nelly, those were the days. But power went out, and we lost our phones. We lost our ability to communicate. We had no radios available to us. So I have some equipment coming to prevent that from happening again. But I've also gotten some equipment to prevent that from happening again. I'm in the middle of gathering stuff. All right. Some of you guys might enjoy checking that stuff out. Some of you guys might not. Like I said, 99.99% of my stuff is like gun related, and I do some stuff with the Cougar occasionally. But hey, if you guys want to check out some survivalist stuff, or maybe some of my camping videos, maybe I'll make some videos next time I go out, and survive in the woods for typically around like 4 days or so, using just random bullshit that I gather up. Oh, those are always fun. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'd say this was a short video, but I've been rambling on for a while now, so I'm just going to say thanks for watching. See y'all in the next video. Have a fantastic day. Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garen. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.